Multiplication of vectors by a real number. If when a vector is multiplied by a real number lambda, so we'll get another vector which is equal to what? Lambda a. And the magnitude of this vector is lambda times of the vector a. Okay. Now, if lambda is negative, this real number is negative, in such situation, the direction of this vector is opposite to the direction of vector A. Already we have discussed this point, but once again you will see here, suppose a vector is represented with this line, the line is PQ. And the direction of vector is in this way. This is vector A. Now, if I have to represent another vector which is lambda times of A, and suppose the lambda is here 2/3 or 2/3. So, the lambda A will become now 2/3 of vector A. That means the lambda A is a vector which is equal to the magnitude of vector A by 2/3 times, and the direction will be same as the direction of the vector A. You can see here, that means if we divide this length in 3 equal part, the 2/3 part, the length of the 2/3 part of this line will represent the magnitude of lambda A. That means this is 2/3 of A, and direction will be same here as the direction of the vector A. Now we can say here PQ or RS, that RS is 2/3 of PQ, or we can say this lambda A is 2/3 of vector A. Now for example, suppose this time we are taking lambda as a negative number, and this is 1/3 minus 1/3. Okay. So this time lambda A is equal to minus 1/3A. Now this vector must be opposite of the vector A, and the magnitude of this vector is 1/3 of the magnitude of vector A. That means already we have divided this line in 3 equal parts. So one part of this line segment will represent here 1/3 of vector A. And because the negative direction is there, so the vector will be in opposite direction, and it will be now represented in this way, minus 1/3A vector. Okay. So this way we can multiply any vector with any real number, and according to that the length of the line which is representing the vector will change, and the direction also may change if the real number will be negative. Triangular law of vectors addition. That means if two vectors can be represented both in magnitude and direction by the two sides of a triangle taken in the same order, then the resultant is represented completely by both in the magnitude and direction by the third side of the triangle taken in opposite direction. This is the statement given here for the triangular law of vectors addition. Now we will understand this. It is said that if two vectors can be represented both in magnitude and direction by the two sides of a triangle. Here we have taken two vectors. This is vector A represented with this line. The length of line is representing the magnitude of the vector A and the direction is here. This is another vector B. The length of this line is representing the magnitude of B and direction you are looking here. Okay. Suppose these two vectors will join in this way to make a triangle. So I have taken here, this is B. So the same length of the line here and the direction also is same here. So these two vectors are equal. So I can write this BC as vector B here. Similarly, you can see here for vector A, I have made another line, length of line in this way. Both are parallel to each other and you can see the direction also is same. So this AB I can write as vector A. Now if I complete this triangle, you can see that if I complete this triangle, the third side, so this third side will represent the resultant of A and B, the sum of vector A and B, because you can see that the vector A and B are taken in the same direction. This way, in the anti-clockwise it is moving here. So this is A to B, then B to C. Okay. So in the same way it is given here the direction. So the third side AC is representing here the addition of the vector A and B. But what should be the direction? The direction should be opposite. The direction would be not in the same order. That means if it is going in anti-clockwise, so this will go clockwise. That means we'll take this as AC. Opposite here, this is AC. Or what we can say simply that AB plus BC is equal to AC. That means vector A plus vector B is equal to AC. Is equal to AC. Suppose this is C vector. So we can say here A plus B plus C, equal to C here. Okay. So this way we can write, or what we can write, A plus B. If you see, they take this side, so it will become minus C. This is equal to 0. A plus B, and minus C is what vector? It is CA. What vector it is? CA. Okay. So this is 0. That means the minus C is representing, if C is representing AC, so minus C will represent CA. Or you can say simply AB plus BC plus CA equal to 0. So this is called the triangular law of vector addition. We'll see now position vector. A vector which gives the position of a point with respect to the origin of the coordinate system is called the position vector. Or simply a point where we have to describe the position of that point from the origin. What we required the magnitude and the direction, in which direction the point is. Okay. For example, you can see here, suppose we are taking here a line, a straight line. That means we are talking here about one dimension. So suppose this point is the origin and you consider this line as x-axis. So this is positive x-axis, this side, right hand side, and this is negative x-axis, this side. Okay. Suppose a point we are taking here, that is P, and it is 4 centimeter from the origin. Okay, and this length of the line will say us about the magnitude of a vector which we can say x. Suppose this is the vector x, which is represented here with the line OP, and the magnitude of the line is equal to the 4 centimeter here. Okay, now we know that this x vector is also represented as x, where x is the magnitude, and I cap is the unit vector in the direction, in the x direction, positive x direction. Okay, so the x vector is represented here with x. Here x is what? X is simply magnitude. That means this length of the vector, the length of the line here, and this I is the unit vector along positive x direction. So as I already explained you, unit vector is having one magnitude. The magnitude is 1, and the direction of this unit vector I is in the positive x direction. Okay. Now suppose another vector I am representing here, and this vector is, suppose R, O to R, this point is here, and suppose this is equal to 8 centimeter. The length is suppose equal to 8 centimeter. So what we can say here, this OR, if you look here, OR is a vector which is double of the vector OP, in magnitude and opposite in direction. So because it is opposite in direction, I put here the minus sign. And this time what happened? OR is, now we can write this is minus 2. OP we have represented with the x here. So here also we can represent with x, or simply we can write here that OR is equal to minus 2. X we can write as xi cap. So this way also we can represent the vector, and this is called the position vector for one dimension. Now we'll see here the position vector for 2 dimension. For that we required a Cartesian plane. This is x dash, y dash. Now suppose a point is there here which is from the origin, it is r centimeter. Suppose it is r centimeter. This point say OP, and if we are representing, you can see the direction. This is along O to P. This is, so we can represent the vector here as r. Okay. Now the coordinates, if we'll write, this is suppose xy coordinates. The point P is having xy coordinate. That means in x-axis we can see here, in x-axis the magnitude is this much x, and in the y-axis in this direction the magnitude is y. Okay, the magnitude is y. We can calculate here the OP vector, which is equal to r here, and this can be represented OP as OA. Look at here, OA in this direction, then AP, OA plus AP this way. So the OP vector is equal to OA plus AP. Okay, OA vector or AP vector, you can say. This is the vector sum of this vector. Okay, you can see this is the vector sum. Simply it is not the algebraic sum here, or this we can call this as a triangular rule for the addition of the vectors, and in detail we will learn in the next topic. Next video we will see it. Okay, here you simply understand this way. The vector OP can be calculated by OA plus AP, but this time this is not the simple algebra. It is not algebraic sum, it is the vector sum of these two vectors OA and AP. Now if we talk about the magnitude of vector OP or the magnitude of the vector R. Okay, so it is what? It is equal to, you can see that this triangle OPA is a right angle triangle, and OP, the length of side OP, will give us the magnitude of R. That means what we are going to calculate here, we are going to calculate the length OP. And how we'll calculate it? Just by applying the Pythagoras theorem. And what is the Pythagoras theorem? That means the square of this side plus the square of this side will give us the square of this side. Or we can say simply the root of x square plus y square will equal to the R, the magnitude of the vector R, and this is called the position vector. This R is called the position vector of point P, and the magnitude of this vector is equal to root of x square plus y square. Okay, now you can see here, as we'll come to this point, as we have represented OP is equal to OA plus AP. That means OP, what we can write here? We have represented OP is equal to OA plus AP here. So OP is actually R here. That means R vector here. OA is what? OA is X vector, or AP is what? Y vector. Or we can write this R as, this X we can write now XI cap, and this we can write as YJ cap. X vector is equal to the magnitude X multiplied the unit vector in the direction of X, and here the Y multiplied with the unit vector in the direction of Y. This will give us the Y vector. So this way it will be represented. Okay, so position vector is represented in this way and can be represented in this way also. Okay, and the magnitude of this vector is calculated by this way. Now we'll see in 3 dimension what happened in the 3 dimension. So if we see here in 3 dimension, what we can say simply, I'm writing here. Similarly, you can see for the 3 dimension, the position vector R is represented as X vector, Y vector and Z vector, the sum of these 3. Okay, or we can say simply here the R is equal to XI cap, YJ cap plus ZK cap. Okay, this way it is represented here. Okay, now if we talk about the magnitude of this vector, it will be equal to x square plus y square plus z square. So this way we can represent in 3 dimension the position vector. So position of any point can be described in 1 dimension, 2 dimension and 3 dimension in this way. Now look at here, we'll see displacement vector. It is a vector which gives the position of a point with reference to a point other than the origin of the coordinate system. That means, suppose I am taking here a point A and another point B. So this, if I am taking the position of A with respect to B or the position of B with respect to A, so this is called the displacement vector, because A and B are not origin. Okay, now you can see here, we'll just draw a frame of reference. That means a Cartesian plane x and y. The position vector of A, look at here, this is, suppose it is r1. The position vector of B is, suppose it is r2. Now we have to find out the position of B with respect to A. So in such situation, we'll write this, or we'll make the triangle, that means the third side of the triangle. This is the origin here. Okay, so this AB line here is representing here, that is the position of B with respect to A. So this is called the displacement vector. Okay, now for calculation, if we see here, this is the coordinate of point A is x1, y1, and the coordinate of this B is x2, y2. Okay, this one you will find here. Okay, this is x1 till here, then this one is x2 here, and it is y1 till here. Okay, then this is y2. Okay, you can observe here. Now we will see, just apply the triangular law of addition. What we know? We know that here OA plus AB, because they are in the same order, OA, AB is equal to OB. We have applied here the triangular law of addition. OA is what? OA is R1, AB that we have to calculate here, and OB is R2. AB is equal to R2 minus R1, R2 vector minus R1. So this difference of the R2 and R1 vector will give us the displacement vector AB, or which we can write as del R. Del R, that means the difference of R2 vector and the R1, and this is called the displacement vector. This one is called as displacement vector. Why it is called displacement vector? Because this will give us, this quantity will give us the position of B with respect to A, which is not origin. Okay, so what we have calculated here, that the displacement vector del R is equal to R2 minus R1. But we know that R1 we can represent as x1 plus y1, or this is, we can represent here xi, x1i cap plus y1 j cap. Similarly, the R2 can be represented as x2 I cap plus y2 j cap. Okay, that means what is del R? So we can write the del R as the difference of R2 and R1. That means you can see that x2 minus x1 I cap plus y2 minus y1 j cap. Now if we are going to calculate the magnitude of this displacement vector, so the magnitude will be equal to root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square, as we have seen earlier while calculating the magnitude of the position vector. Now you might have remembered this, that this is the distance formula that you have learned in class 10th. The distance formula, that is what? The distance between A and B, the distance between the 2 points A and B. So this way, the similarly here also it is equal to this distance. That means the displacement of this, or the displacement vector's magnitude is nothing else, it is simply the distance between the 2 points. The straight line means the distance between the 2 points. Okay, here if it is in 3 dimension, what we can write? We can write this vector, the displacement vector, as x2 minus x1 I cap plus y2 minus y1 j cap plus z2 minus z1 k cap, and the magnitude we can write here of this vector as x2 minus x1 the whole square, y2 minus y1 the whole square, and z2 minus z1 the whole square. So this is all about the displacement vector.